on, yeah. Never felt that, come on, yeah. When I never felt that, come on, yeah. You gotta get up.
Cheaters never prosper. Do people still say that? Does anybody still believe it? I mean, take a good look around. Doesn't it sometimes seem like crime does pay? But I don't want to talk to you about people who break the law. I want to talk about the cheaters who fly under the radar of our criminal codes. The ones who hurt others by bending standards, getting sloppy, breaking their word. Nobody enjoys being a victim, but just for kicks, let's say you just got swindled. And if you want reparations, you'll probably have to sue. First, you'll need a lawyer. And you do not want to call one of those guys who advertise on late-night TV. Trust me on this, you want a good lawyer. Okay, let's back up here a second. In America, we use what's called an adversarial process in our justice system, in both the criminal and civil courts. We've all seen Law and Order. We know the drill for the criminal justice system. But in the civil justice system, it's the plaintiff's attorney who digs up facts, gathers evidence and witnesses, and prepares testimony through what's known as the discovery process. Lawyers for both sides present their case, and a judge or jury decides whose argument has more merit. Are you beginning to see why a good lawyer is so important? Here in America, our founders believed we needed an adversarial judicial system to throw off English tyranny and create a fair, equal, and lasting system of liberty and justice for all. These are noble intentions, and they remain fundamental American values to this day. Justice for all is a beautiful thing. This just wouldn't be America without it. And don't we all want to live in a place where we can say cheaters never prosper and mean it? It's been said that as Americans we have 4 ways to defend our liberty: the soapbox, the ballot box, the cartridge box, and the jury box. But none of these draws us as deeply into the chambers of self-government as the jury box. Where else can ordinary citizens get real skin into the democracy game? And where but the jury box can such a broad spectrum of Americans unite in a common purpose, making our scales of justice stay balanced? The Founding Fathers saw trial by jury as an indelible shield against the tyranny they endured as colonists of the British monarchy. In the words of Thomas Jefferson, "The wisdom of our sages and the blood of our heroes has been devoted to the attainment of trial by jury. It should be the creed of our political faith." That's why the Founders put into the body of the Constitution, "Trial of all crimes, except in case of impeachment, shall be by jury." Great, but how does that affect civil cases? Well, that's just what the first Congress asked, and rectified in 1791 with the 7th Amendment, which extended the jury trial right to suits at common law, and more recently to torts. Common law suits typically seek monetary damages when a contract or a law has been broken, while torts seek monetary damages to right a wrong when no laws or contracts were broken. Tort suits include things like malpractice, personal injury, and product liability, problems the courts didn't deal with in 1791. And like the 7th Amendment, which protects federal cases, most state constitutions also grant civil jury trials. But in the end, juries try very few civil cases. Did you know that only 2% of all lawsuits ever go to trial in the first place? And that juries are summoned in just 7 in 10 of those trials? It's true. All the rest are settled out of court. And where do you think plaintiffs prevail more often, in front of judge or jury? If you guess judge, you're right. So, as you can see, we ordinary citizens are doing an outstanding job of keeping the wheels of justice and democracy turning in America. Now I ask you, isn't the jury box a right and a privilege worth defending, even if it means using the soapbox of the ballot box to do it? Justice for all is a beautiful thing. This just wouldn't be America without it.
If you take a look at these 3 charts, you can see where our priorities lay The first chart, it takes a look at what we spend on police versus correction versus indigent defense. That's that if you can't afford an attorney, one will be provided for you, not so much money. You take a look at the bottom chart, not near enough hours to get what they need done. And then if you look at the other chart, hours to prepare, what they actually get and what they really need. Basically, if you can't afford an attorney, you are in trouble. So let's take a look at what justice truly is.